Welcome to Gaelish Truck Life, where my family and I share our journey in our house truck in beautiful New Zealand. I'm Sarah, and this is part 2 of where we have parked our home around the country. Part 1 was all about private properties, and this one is all about the
NZMCA.
We have been members of the New Zealand Motor Caravan Association for just over 2 years now, and this video is a look at the network of parks and parkover properties that we have stayed at. We will cover as far north and as far south as we have been in our journey and how we have enjoyed being part of the NZMCA. I won't put any property details of members' private land as they may not want that on YouTube, and there will be a couple of other properties that aren't exclusive to members but that we have found on the app on our travels, so I have included them as well. If you are a member already or considering joining, then this episode should interest you, and I will put a site ID for each location that you can find on the app if you are a member. We still have a lot of the country to explore, so thank you for supporting us by watching this video. Part 3 coming soon will be about the freedom camping locations we have stayed at. Let's get into this episode. Let's start with the furthest north at the Camo Club in Whangarei. We stayed here as we wanted to visit Marcel's brother and his kids before leaving the North Island. It was a good place to park, we had dinner at the club and visited the nearby Camo Wildlife Sanctuary for Josiah's 11th birthday. What do you reckon, Mama? So good. Summer? Is it a bit freaky? Yeah, this has been good for a couple of nights. Not the most scenic spot, but it's been secure for us. Had dinner at the club down there last night and it was actually really good feed, It wasn't too expensive either.
So yeah, we're down at Dargaville NZMCA Park.
We loved the Dargaville Park and came here to take the kids to the Kaiiwi Lakes, somewhere Marcel took me way back in the day pre-kids in his little Bedford motorhome that he had at the time. We stayed at this park for 5 nights, explored the nearby lakes, went to see Tane Mahuta, an ancient kauri tree, and drove a bit further north for fish and chips. Being born and raised in the South Island, I loved coming this far north. We want to bring Beast to Northland sometime and explore for a while. We stopped for a night at the 3 Furlongs Bar and Grill in Kaiwaka and experienced our first thunderstorm in Beast. It was a place where there were truckies parked up for the night and had large vehicle access, which is obviously something we always need. Not too far from Parakai, we stayed at a nice parkover property so we could go to the hot pools, and Josiah experienced a hydroslide for the first time.
You want Daddy to go first or you go first, huh?
In the Auckland area, we have stayed at Bruce Porman Park a number of times. It's been a convenient place for us to stay and has a public dump station.
So stay here for one night, it's only $10.
Yeah, and there's a dump station just over there.
Yeah, over there.
Dump station. The Ardmore Airfield NZMCA Park was a great place to meet up with another family. We've only stayed here the once as it has a no dog policy, so friends looked after our dog Diesel. Dogs are prohibited here as it is an aviation operational area.
And it's the first time my kids have been up here. What is it? It takes a leopards to come and show you how it's done, kids, eh? Hey? Don't lean over there, Toby, I don't want you to fall off. Your dad might kick my butt.
Next is a parkover property in the Pukekohe area. This one was free for the night and a bit of a last minute find as we didn't fit in a freedom camping spot we had tried late that day, so we had to find somewhere we could park. It was a bit of a random place to park in some kind of work yard, but that's life on the road, where sometimes we seek out beautiful locations and other times we just need a place to spend a night. So grateful to property owners who open up their land to other members. Let's just stay here the whole time we're in Auckland. Now to the Awhitu Peninsula where Marcel grew up. We have stayed at this parkover property a couple of times now and will definitely stay again. It's right by the beach and a great playground. It has an amazing shed with a TV, dartboard and a fire pit. On one of our stays here, the boys and Marcel even got to touch a shark. Wow, cool. Yeah. We have stayed at just the one property in Hamilton when we went to get Beast's solar panels upgraded at Motorhome Solar. This parkover property was a nice spot and had horses, which is always a bonus in my books.
What are you doing?
Who is it?
It's your Mackay's.
Rob and Chrissy?
Yeah.
Is it? We have only ever stopped at this one for lunch as we were travelling past, but it just happened that at the exact same time we arrived, really good friends of ours were arriving with their caravan too.
He's tall, eh? Oh, Lord. What the heck? Lord, and you too.
Oh,
Mama, look how tall you've grown.
So we've decided not to stay here. Beautiful spot, good swimming, but there's just some low branches.
That one there's quite low too.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a nice spot, but that's where having such a big house truck comes in not so handy. But that's right, it's our house. Got to remember, we're not just like holidaying, we live in it full time. So too high, almost 4 meters, and there were some low trees. So
Beautiful spot though.
yeah. So yeah, we'll probably end up at the Taupo NZMCA park because we know they always have large vehicle access and it's just easy. We really liked it here, although it did take a while to find a level enough parking spot for Beast. I would totally live here in Taupo, so it was a great place to explore the area and is a nice big NZMCA park. The Piriaka Park near Taumaranui was a bit of a random one for us. We somehow got it into our heads that there was a river and good swimming nearby, but we couldn't find it. So we thought this was by a river, but it's not. The weather wasn't the greatest anyway, so it didn't matter, and we enjoyed our time exploring Taumaranui. It's been quite a while since I've entered the code for an NZMCA park, and I put in our church door code by mistake. Whoops. There was a really cool playground here which the kids loved. I think we went there about 3 times in 2 days. We also enjoyed the town's Christmas lights. Beware the possible killer horse though, as this mama hen went from 9 live chicks to only 5 overnight, and we found some dead ones near the horse's gate, so I think it may have been the culprit. When we were heading towards Wellington to cross the Cook Strait and head to the South Island in Beast for the first time, we went via the Taranaki region. We stayed here. It was a nice spot and had toilets around the back of the building. It was a massive area with some powered sites too. Gonna stay 2 nights here We arrived in New Plymouth and decided to stay at this massive park over property. There is a NZMCA park here, but someone recommended we stayed at this property and we are glad we did. It was huge and had heaps of parking. The property owner even let Marcel use some of his tools as we had a major problem with our car trailer at the time. We loved New Plymouth and definitely want to come back here to explore more. When we arrived in Wellington, we had planned to stay at the Petone Working Men's Club, but once again beast size was an issue getting in. We wanted to be close to the ferry terminals for our sailing across the Cook Strait the next day, but couldn't find anywhere. So we asked on the NZMCA Facebook page and a number of members suggested we headed to the Plympton Park, 20 minutes north of the terminals. This is a great park and perfect for members leaving for or returning from the South Island. We have stayed there 3 times now. What was that for? Steph isn't going to get red mark. Now let's jump on the Blue Bridge and head to the South Island. It's definitely been an experience getting Beast and our tow vehicle on the boat. Sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's been very stressful, like the time we had to unhitch the car because we couldn't swing round on the inside of the ship. We do love a good Cook Strait crossing though. I'm not a fan of the rough ones as I get seasick very easily. It is always beautiful getting into the Marlborough Sounds and heading towards Picton. This site just south of Picton was a park over property but has now become another NZMCA park since we were there. It's perfect for being so close to the ferry terminals. We would love to stay here again and it was a great big area.
It's so good, there's no oil leaks or anything around this engine at all.
Park decisions. This next one has become a regular stop anytime we are in Blenheim, which is quite often. The Waterley Racecourse is handy to the town centre, close to Pollard Park, and the kids love it here.
And I love this place.
You do?
Yeah.
This place is absolutely packed with motorhomes. And big rigs too, big units. It's so good to have a secure network of parks across the country so we can do day trips out in the car and not worry about our home on wheels. We came here just the other week to get a COF for Beast as it's cheaper to drive an hour and a half to Blenheim than it is to get it done in Kaikoura where we are based. There it go.
It only took me 4 seconds. 3.
Cool, so we're at the Richmond Speedway, I think it's called. Oh, it's near Richmond. Don't actually know what it's called, but it's a racetrack just there. We stayed here as we had to get 7 new tyres put on the truck. $4,000 later. It was a great place to stay and handy to Nelson and the Richmond shops.
Nice day today here in Richmond. I think I might need to clean the truck because it's not really shiny enough. It's looking a bit dirty.
So we have had 2 nights here at the Nelson Speedway. Yeah, it's been a really good spot. It was really windy and rainy last night. I think I woke up at about 2 and didn't get back to sleep till 5, but so we found out that our library books are overdue. So what are you doing, JJ?
Trying to read all of them.
So we are back at the Motueka NZMCA Park. We will do our water and rubbish here and some groceries and laundry. Marcel's showing these people here through Beast and I'll pretend that I help by standing here by the water. pretend that I do it sometimes. The Motueka NZMCA Park has been a great spot for us. Marcel and I lived up the Motueka Valley years ago before having kids, and we love to bring them here. We also met a family here who we have continued to stay in touch with and meet up together occasionally in our massive homes to spend time together.
So today we're going to the salmon farms to hopefully catch some salmon and feed some eels.
You can see fish.
Over the Takaka Hill, we stayed at a camping spot right beside Anatoki's salmon, and we had to go fishing. It was an expensive and super fun day, and the kids all caught their own fish. A couple of other campers also told us about a trek to a swimming hole just up the road. Marcel and I love swimming in rivers, and this was a good one. So it's not cheap at all to fish here, obviously, salmon, and have it prepared and everything for you. And we just overheard a guy ask his kids if they wanted to go play at the playground, and he said, I'm just going to go find a place to go and cry because of the price.
Won't do it again.
Maybe in 5 years.
Maybe just catch one fish. It's cold.
This next parkover property is one that we have stayed at a couple of times while in the Wakefield area visiting my sister and her family. It's a nice peaceful location up a valley road. It's also a really nice secure place to leave the truck. We've got to go into Nelson and do some shopping. We're going to look for maybe a couple of paddle boards and some life jackets. Hey Sums. Yeah, ain't no. Get out on that water, eh? So we've come back to the Higgins Heritage Museum parkover property again. It's just 5 minutes from my sister's place where the kids are staying tonight. And yeah, it's raining. So we went up onto step 1 on our levelling ramps and a heap of water came off the roof. So at least with it this way the water's dripping off and not pooling. You can actually see it running down the side of the truck. We headed to the Nelson Lakes area but couldn't camp by the lake as we have the dog and he's not allowed. So this parkover property was great about 1 kilometre from the lake. We will be back here for sure sometime to explore the lakes region more. So I wanted to go down to the lake and just take a video opening the door out to the lake and get a photo of beasts by the lake, but no dogs allowed down there, not even in your car. And I'm like thinking we could go down and just say we left the dog at home because, you know.
Hi everybody, I'm going to go and fill up the water today, and there's a hose.
Even though we are based in Kaikoura and on my mum's farm now, we still use the 2 parks here as we like to move the truck as well as get a different view. The Old Beach Road Park is great, having an amazing social shed, a dump station, clotheslines and heaps of parking. We actually stay more often though at the South Bay Park because the beach is just across the road and we spend a lot of time in and on the water. We have even hunkered down in this one in the horse stables during the tail end of a cyclone for a shared dinner with our friends. It's also handy to be able to have your home parked right next to events like the AMP show and the Kaikoura Hop. South Bay is also one of the best places, in my opinion, to watch the sunset. Not to mention there are often dolphins, orca and even humpback whales in the bay. A little bit windy on top of the hill. There's the NZMCA Park and Beast is just down there. So there's no dump station here at the Trotting Club South Bay NZMCA Park, so we're going to take it round to the reserve just around the corner and dump our grey water. We were originally only going to stay here 3 nights, but the app took 2 lots more of money and said that our payment had declined, so we paid for 5 nights accidentally, and so we're just going to stay for 5 now. Yep. So a guy just pulled up and beeped at Marcel on a motorhome, asked him if he was moving, and we were like, no, we're emptying our tanks, so I don't think they realised we're a motorhome. Drama at the dump station.
Thank you.
We are at the Hanmer Springs NZMCA Park, and it's not full, but I'm not sure where we're going to fit. Marcel's out there trying to figure it out now. Who wouldn't love Hanmer Springs? Hot pools, water slides, freezing temperatures, and even snow. This NZMCA park has been a must for us. The first time we parked here there was no room for beasts, but we were told as long as we weren't in anyone's way that big rigs were allowed to park in the middle, so we did. There is a Freedom camping spot just across the road that we will stay at sometime. We called in once though to check it out, but it was so wet and muddy that our 15-ton 8-wheeler truck would probably get stuck. The most recent park we have stayed at was at Parnassus. We had never considered stopping here, but had to get our diesel heater looked at in a town nearby, so we called in for a night. We really liked it here and would stay here again. Woo! Whoopsies! Just about broke the door. Closer to Christchurch, we loved the Kaiapoi NZMCA Park. Marcel came here once on his own to meet a fellow member who helped him do some work on the truck. We came here another time with the kids and enjoyed the short stroll into the town centre. The park was really nicely laid out and had a pump track and walking tracks nearby.
So Golden Truck Life is a what I forgot what it's called, and yeah. We at the Weedens NZMCA Park.
No, the NZ for New Zealand.
Yes.
The last property on our list and the furthest south that we have been in Beast, shocking I know, but we can't really afford to travel at the moment, is the Weedens NZMCA Park in Christchurch. This one had a really cool social shed with a fireplace. There is also a laundry and toilets. A good park to use as a base to spend some time in Christchurch. Yeah, you've got to press C and then the code. Yep, keep going. Ah, summer. Press clear again. Or I could just let you in. Did you do it? Just let us out, Summer. You can practice the code another time. The 30th place that we've slept at is Christchurch. So we'll just put it right here, and then we put Christchurch up here on my crooked list because I've done it so crooked up there. The furthest south we've been in Beast?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, you can turn it off now.
Goodbye, GoPro.
Now for a summary of our experience with the New Zealand Motor Caravan Association. We have found it a great association to be part of. Even just the discount to get our house across the Cook Strait is worth the membership fee. We love the network of parks and properties and using the app as you can see what facilities and fees each site has before arrival. Obviously for us, the large vehicle access is a must. Most parks and properties are dog friendly. There is usually water and often a dump station, rubbish and recycling facilities, occasionally toilets, laundry and showers available as well. We also love the other members we have met on our journey and have made some lifelong friends. The NZMCA also holds member rallies around the country. We have only attended one, Music in the Mountains in Tapawera. We have been 2 years in a row now and are planning on going next year as well. I hope you have enjoyed this episode and found it informative. Before I go, I will leave you with this Will They Wave segment. There is a bit of a waving culture in the NZMCA when you drive past another member. Sometimes we think people don't realise Beast is a motorhome until the last minute, and we also get a lot of truckies waving to us as well.
Just to create a bit of humour for the wavers and the non-wavers out there.
Thank you so much for watching our family's adventures. If you enjoy our content, please make sure to subscribe and we'll see you next time.